Okay.
Jamie's pulling
Jamie,
a hill,
you're
Billy.
muted.
Jamie,
I think you're muted. Yeah.
Yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
Now he's muted, but we couldn't hear you, brother.
He may have to restart. Anyway, welcome everyone to the show. Welcome to Friday night. Jamie's having some volume difficulties. He'll get that straightened out for us, and he'll be back here in a second. Let's get started going around the room here. We got some topics going on. We got some guests in the house. And Hillbilly, how was your week? What's going on?
Brother, my week's been great. I just want to shout howdy to everybody on the panel and out there in the side chat. We finally the snow and the ice kind of melted away, and I mean it's not real great weather out there, but it sure is a lot better than what we had there for a few weeks. So very grateful and thankful about that. Just and shooting some videos. I'm glad to be back outside. So anyway, thanks for having me on tonight. Always a blast. Best way to start a Friday's night is right here on Georgia Shooting Connection. So, Gene, what you been up to, brother?
Thanks a lot, man. Always welcome. Always great.
Well, welcome back, my peoples, to the Georgia Shooting Connection Friday night live stream. Got some good stuff for you tonight, as always. I got a great What's Hot Pot Got offering. Let's see. I actually started, I got an account on X now. I'm joining the rest of the other people out there. So if you want to go over if you're on X, the formerly Twitter, and look up Reloading from the Hot Pot, I'm Mr. Hot Pot 83 on there.
Awesome.
Got a couple new offerings in for some videos. I shot the first video tonight, and I'm taking it to the range tomorrow. So tomorrow morning, I might put that video out. I might wait a couple days. I don't know, but man, it's going to be interesting. Y'all going to love it.
Cool.
That's what I got.
Jamie, you got volume now? You got sound?
Do I?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Good to
Yeah.
hear from you.
Wall to wall.
5x5.
I'm trying to do too many things. Y'all keep going. I'm
All right,
listening.
Mr. Mark Thomas. I'm sorry, we skipped right over Andy.
That's all right. I'm here.
Yeah.
It's just another crazy day at work. My work is always hectic. I work in military level of electronics, and we won't get into exactly what I do, but it's very data intense. So mistakes are a big thing not to happen. You can't make a mistake. So anyway, I mentioned before, I'm playing with my Rossi 92 again. The ejector spring, I changed it again. Got what I think I wanted. I'll hopefully put a video up on that. And one final note on the Rossi 92. Anybody have any idea what the trigger pull is on that?
Not off the top of my head. I know mine's pretty good, but lever action pretty good.
Well, I bought that digital trigger gauge. Figured I might as well join the group with a few guns. 4 pulls at 2.4, 3 pulls at 2.5, and one was off the wall 2.8. But so 2.4, 2.5.
Nice.
That sounds good to me.
Yeah, just
When
under
I
2.5.
start getting down under 2, man, I'm scared to shoot them because I breathe too hard and they go off.
Yeah, you got a lot of stuff moving around, and you got a lot of actions going on, so you're better off with a little more weight in the levers. But that's a nice trigger, yeah.
I mean, I didn't touch any. I mean, I took apart the gun originally, and I really didn't find any burrs. I didn't touch the trigger mechanism or any of that stuff. Only the slide is the only thing I found some burrs on. And I love it. Smooth as silk. I love it. Anyway, that's about all I did this week. And we go, nope, the other way.
Oh, well, hello, everybody. Welcome to Georgia Shooting Connection Friday Night Chat. Great to see everybody over there in the side chat. Thanks for having me here on the panel. It's been a wonderful week. A little bit strange here in Pennsylvania. We had 16 degrees Monday morning, and Friday afternoon, we had almost 60 degrees. So it's been a weird one.
Ha.
All the snow we got last weekend melted, and it's been a little bit wet and sloppy. We were out for a little drive this evening. Went to the airsoft shop to pick up a couple of items for Seth for play tomorrow. Of course, we stopped at a couple of gun shops, and I was able to pick up some new powder that I wanted. I held a really interesting rifle, Remington Model 8 and 300 Savage, that I'm going to regret.
Very
not bringing home
cool.
with
You
me.
don't see those that often.
No,
Nice.
I'm going to regret not taking it. I'm, but it is what it is.
Yeah,
So
can't have them all.
just looking forward to a nice evening, hanging out with my friends, chatting. So let's move on down there to Walter.
Well, hello, everybody. First up, it's my fault we got started late. I had physical therapy on my knee this afternoon and got out of there. Well, I didn't start till late, and I got out late. Anyway, they waited for me. So I had a good week. I got to range a couple times. I went today, in fact, and shot some more of that 41 Magnanimous. Had fun with that, and shot some cast loads. Had gotten some casting done earlier in the week too, for that caliber. So had a good week. Yeah. The physical therapist worked me over pretty good. I got to come up with a remedy. Now my knee is sorer now than I was when I went in there, but I'm not sure how that's supposed to work. Brian can tell me. That's the way it's supposed to happen. You're supposed to go in feeling good, come out feeling bad.
Sometimes, yeah.
Boy, they worked me over today. Tim S says, "Yeah, we all need therapy." Yeah, there's no lie there, Tim. So that's my week. Been good.
There's Lakeview. Hey, buddy. I can't type in hey to everybody because, yeah, I had too many windows open, and I held down the touchpad too long, and it zapped everything out.
Oh boy.
I tell you, I was typing along and I was doing things behind the scenes like I normally do, and then all of a sudden I realized that I had my finger on the touchpad and it was depressed, and Gene's picture came up and my audio went bye. The computer was like, "Hey, dummy, I have no idea what you want me to do right now. I just don't."
So I'm just going away.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No,
Jamie's computer took one look at Gene and said, "I'm shutting up now."
I had that effect.
Yeah.
So glad everybody's here. We've got 58 already out there. Thank y'all for joining us. And I'm sorry for the difficulties, but Andy was telling us all the stuff he'd done behind the scenes with before we started on his Rossi 92, and we might let him tell that again here in a few minutes. But the first thing I want to do this evening is, while he's still out there, my brother Big Al calls me at work today, and he says, "You ain't gonna believe what I did." And I'm like, "You bought a gun?" He said, "Yeah, I did." And I wanted to show off what he got. So I'm going to do this right quick. And if he's still out there, maybe he'll give us the details on it. But let me find it.
I don't know. After his video where he said, I wish I was 45 again. Maybe you shouldn't be buying a new gun.
Hey, if I'm wishing a lot younger than 45.
I haven't even felt 45 since I was 65.
He got the Springfield Prodigy,
Nice.
double stack 1911. And,
Those are great firearms.
somebody was telling me that they bought the Echelon. Was that you, Gene?
Yeah. I bought the Springfield Echelon. I looked at the Prodigy, but I've already got a Staccato, and that's basically what that is. It's another version of the Staccato that's out. So I went ahead and got the Echelon instead. But those are
Yeah.
nice guns. I looked at them hard.
And we got some folks still mad at Springfield, and I can't blame you for that. And we got somebody else coming in the back door.
Who's knocking on the back door?
Let's do this. Let me get down here and answer the door.
It's
What's up,
armament and
Ed?
axes.
I'm here.
There he
I'm
is.
still trying to figure out how to get my icon up there, my logo. I haven't done this in a minute. I got a new laptop. Woohoo!
Well, welcome.
Well, hello. Here, I'll turn my cam on.
There
I'm
you
in
go.
my jam room here. I could pick my laptop up and show you many more guitars, but if you look, see, we can't touch them, but I can get out of the way, and you can see what's on that back wall. Jamie, you should focus on. Yeah, my camera sucks. I haven't got a better camera yet, but yeah, our logo, Guns Guitars. Yeah, there it is. Anyway, yeah, I was working on trying to get my my logo up there, and I gotta see if I can remember how to do that. It's been a minute, so I don't know. This camera sucks. I could turn this light on, and then it gets all yellowy, and I don't know. Anyway, how y'all doing tonight? Good to see everybody and hang out.
All right, point and tell us what you got showing up here.
What, me?
Guns.
Oh, okay. Well, that back there, I can't touch it. I can't get up because I'm tethered here. But that is my Ruger AR-556. That's the one I rang steel. Me and my brother Derek both did it at 1,000 yards, and he says, "Yeah, aim about 27 feet." Told me where to aim, and I did it, and it was like, "Oh, we can do it." But no, the scope on it. It's funny. We were having a conversation. I wasn't on the show, but I was in the chat having a conversation about optics the other night. I bet you that optic on that rifle probably cost me a little over $100, and reached out to 1,000 pretty good several times. Of course, I was using mil dots and aiming way up there, but that's my Les Paul. So I could actually spin this around, and you can see my Marshall amp over there hiding in the corner. There it is. Hey, over there. Yeah. Anyway. Nope, that's what's been going on. I been busy here, moving and grooving, moving stuff, kind of remodeling. Just I haven't figured out how to make my batteries stop. I go to bed, I get up, and it's like, okay, get her done, and then it's just I'm so sore and tired, but I don't care. I'm happy because I'm accomplishing something. You know what I mean? So, how's everybody else been? Enough of me babbling. How you guys been?
It's all good over here next door.
Yeah, we're
Good.
just been going through the room talking about how our week was and all that kind of stuff.
Well, I just told you how my week's been going. So,
Well, we're caught up then.
alrighty.
All right.
All right.
So,
all right.
First topic for tonight, and then we'll go through the room. Since the first of the year, have you seen increase in ammunition cost or reloading components in your area? Hillbilly.
I haven't been looking at reloading components, but as far as ammo, actually, at the end of the year and right after the beginning of the year, I've actually got some stuff cheaper than what I was paying for it last year, to be honest with you.
Very good. That's encouraging.
Yeah, it definitely is.
CW?
Not really. Pretty much normal. If not, I still saw some powders coming in that were dropping down under $30 a pound. Then again, I see some that are over 60, but there always was a few that were higher dollar. Primers are coming down. I'm seeing them regularly now under $70. I don't buy bullets, obviously, so I don't see it there. But no, not really. Firearms costs for sure. I mean, we're all watching. That's our second topic. We're all watching the new guns coming out, and we're all seeing the suggested retails, and kind of just shaking our heads because it's just nuts with the prices that they're going for these things. But no, not really around here. What about you, Mark? What are you seeing?
I guess end of the year there was a little period of empty shelves, and finally since New Year's we've seen some stuff coming back, and it is a little more expensive. Of course, it's a little more than I'm willing to pay. So I'm with CW. I'm not buying factory ammo. As far as reloading components, primers are still hovering there between 80 and $100, depending on brand and depending on how many. I stocked up enough that I'm not really going to buy until they come down a little bit more. Powders, same thing. A lot of stuff is, $30, $40 a pound. I paid a little bit more today just because I found unique and been looking for it. So I went ahead and paid a little bit more, and I went ahead and bought 2 bottles just so I have some extra.
That was my question. What'd you find? Good stuff. Unique is something to never be without.
Well, that's why I bought 2. I picked one up and I started to walk away, and I thought, nope, I'm going to go back and get another because I have a feeling I'm really going to like this. I think that's going to be a good one for 45 Colt.
It does so much.
Yeah, I told my son, there's every load chart I look at, it's up there. It's in the top 3 or 5, and I think I'm going to have some. So it's still a little pricey, but it's still better than paying for factory stuff. And I'm just going to keep on doing it, keep on learning. What do you think, Andy?
Well, for me, kind of in the same boat. I really don't buy anything factory anymore. And I don't really buy bullet heads either, unless it's a super deal. But powders to me in general seem to be still up there. Not that I need to buy any. Primers are still up there, and still large rifles still very scarce. But I do see, just looking around some of the emails I get, cast bullets online seem to be coming down a little bit. Even Accurate Outdoors, their stuff, the prices are kind of stabilized. They look all right. If you need that kind of stuff. Again, I don't even cast lead bullets anymore, so I'm strictly zinc at this point. And I don't see, prices have gone up, in my opinion, not down in most cases. Mm-hmm. Guess that's about all I got to say on that.
Thanks, Andy. Hey, hi boy, how you doing?
Good. How you guys doing?
Thanks for
Good
joining.
morning.
Hey, buddy.
How's your week been?
It's great. Sorry, I'm straggling in late.
It's all right. We got a question to the panel. We'll let you catch up here in a minute. We're at the Gene.
Well, I don't look at factory ammo very much. When I do, I just glance at it, walking back to something else. Really, that's what I do. Oh, okay, there's the ammo. I'm walking the right way.
That
Gun counter.
that's so funny because when you know what you can reload it for and you see that, it's like, okay, keep walking.
Yep. And let's see. Here shortly, everybody. I'm going to start doing a little short when I do my what's Hot Pot got. I'm going to do a little reloading industry news piece about prices going up, why they are going up on supplies. Right now, Republic Ammunition is in the top for low price leader on AmmoSeek, and
Nice.
and we're going to be releasing some more stuff, and hopefully the prices are going to try to stay down a little bit. But a few of the powder manufacturers have stopped making powder. They've cut the process off until further notice, which is also going to make a lot of the powders go up. But I don't see any big difference in it. But then I work at a reloading supply, and I get benefits with my job. We do need help if anybody wants a gig.
Where's that at? Is it in Ohio? Come on.
It'll be a long drive for me every morning.
Yeah, but I haven't noticed anything on factory ammo because I don't buy it. And as far as the reloading components, like I said, I'm also going to start sharing what's going up and why it's going up. And I'll try to do this on a weekly basis. I was so buggered up at work this whole last week, even up until I got off today, that I really didn't have a chance to sit down with my boss and talk to him and take notes. Hopefully next week will be different, and I can entertain everybody and keep you informed about what's going on and why it's happening.
We need to figure out why. That'd be great news.
I heard something yesterday about something with the United Nations and shipping powder, and that they're like raising the price high on the shipping standards because it's gunpowder.
Well, see, the thing is, gunpowder is actually not flammable.
I know, but
a truckload of gunpowder won't blow up. It will fizzle to the ground.
Okay,
like sparklers.
Okay, you hit that. It's not explosive. It's
Nope.
flammable. It's flammable, not explosive. Yes, it's very flammable, but it's not explosive.
And it actually just like a sparkler. If you'd light a truckload of it, it would leave a big. It'd go.
That'd be a heck of a show, wouldn't it?
You'd sell tickets to that probably.
Right?
Me and my boss talked about this. We have racks of gunpowder that we sell, and if it went off, it would be gone before the sprinklers ever got to it. I mean, it's just a fact of gunpowder. It's the way it works.
Yeah.
It's not like this. It has to be compressed inside of a cartridge, in that enclosed environment to create that type of explosion. It has to be contained. Dump out some gunpowder on the ground and light it. Get your Bic out and light it and watch it fizzle away.
I just got to ask if all of us, we're all reloaders, and you thought to yourself, "Oh my God, if my powder supply just stand back and watch the show, and you just don't even try and, there's a sign at the quarry. It says, "Don't fight explosive fires." I'm not going to fight that fire. I'm just going to go. Not much I can do. Once it's going, it's going.
It'll be hot for a minute, and then all your powder's gone.
Yeah,
We
John.
Start grinding up some charcoal and making our own powder.
What is that? Charcoal, sulfur, and saltpeter.
Oh, Peter, yeah.
You can buy everything in Missouri right off the shelf.
I'll tell you something else about the smokeless propellant. You can put a pile of it on the cookie sheet out in the middle of your yard, and you can take a flint and sit there and put sparks on it, and it
Won't go.
might not even go up. It just takes the right spark to sit on it long enough to make it happen. So smokeless propellant is a lot more forgiving than we realize. It's just that when it goes, it goes.
Just like most everything has a temperature tolerance.
Burning
propane,
right.
natural gas,
Yeah.
whatever. There's always
Flash
a degree
point.
of temperature tolerance. So
Well, we've all said it. We all know it. But that bottle of half full bottle of gas that's in your garage for your lawnmower is far more dangerous than Yeah.
Spark ignition is very low on gasoline fumes.
Yes, it is. It's the fumes. I mean, you can put a match out in gasoline,
Yeah.
but don't get it near. Don't get too many fumes around that match.
Well, I wouldn't recommend that, considering if you got gasoline sitting there, there's fumes. It's gonna go. But yeah, you're exactly right. It's flashpoint, and us as reloaders know that our powder has a burn rate, and some powders like Bullseye or Unique burn a lot faster than 4350 or and it's the same thing with. You look at what they use at the quarries. I know this because I drive truck and I'm in and out of the quarries, dump truck. But they use ANFO. It's ammonium nitrate and fuel oil. You can't set that off with a match. You can't even set it off with a firecracker. It's just like tannerite. You buy high velocity and low velocity. It has to the explosion has to be at a certain velocity to ignite it. So what you're saying about you threw a spark on it and it went, yeah, what are you trying to tell me? Yeah, flashpoint, just same thing.
So what I was going to say is, though, your flashpoint and your burn rate, I believe, are two different things.
They are, but
Yeah.
it does take, like we were talking. Okay, if I throw a spark at gasoline sitting there that's got some fumes, it's probably going to go. If I throw a spark at kerosene or diesel, it's probably going to go. Yeah, what do you see what I mean? So that's when it comes to powder, some of it's a lot more flammable than others, and when it comes to black powder,
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
You can do
Okay,
it with
guys.
brush water.
We need to stay on track here.
All right, sorry.
Walter, what are you seeing?
Well, we've kind of talked about my community here in California. I've only got 2 gun shops in town. One of them's really tiny, and the other one's a chain. And neither one of them ever have much in the way of reloading stuff. But on the bigger shop, ammo seems to be on the shelf, but it's expensive, and it's more expensive than it was before the pandemic for sure. And it looks to me like, with maybe the exception of 9mm, that it's if you look at even 223 ammo, looks like it went up to me this month. And again, I don't buy much in the way of factory ammo. Only time I buy factory ammo is if I get a brand new firearm, not new to me, but brand new, and I want to break it in on factory ammo so they can't come back and say, hey, it was your reloads that did it in. So other than that, I don't buy it. As far as reloading components go, we're still thin here locally. I went in looking for a particular Hornady XTP bullet, one that Chris from the 740 had used as 155 grain for 40 and 10mm, and he had some really good luck with that round with some power pistol. And I thought, man, I want to try that. Well, I couldn't find that bullet. I got them online, but holy moly, that bullet it's only a 170 grain bullet. Well, I guess it's a good sized bullet if you're a rifle shooter, but they were 40 cents a piece. I thought, good grief, that's a lot of money. We get a few powders in here and there locally, and the prices are up. I saw Varget in one of the shops for $65 a pound. That's just terrible. If I could find Unique, I'm with Mark. If I could get my hands on another 8-pound keg of Unique, I'd grab it. For handgun loads, which is mostly what I'm doing, the difference in cost for 10 grains of Unique in a 45 Colt round, for example, if you paid $40 versus $50, the difference in price for your cartridge is a penny a round. if I need it, and I'm low, which I am right now, I'm down to only about 3 pounds left, and that's pretty low for unique for me. If they got it at $50, I probably would buy it at $50 a pound, and I'd buy 8 pounds of it, no sweat. Well, it'd be sweat, but I'd buy it anyway.
You got a good point, Walter. Even if the price of powder does go up, like Bullseye, Tight Group, things of this nature, a little goes a long way.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you're increasing the price of your cartridge by a penny because you get so many loads out of a pound.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If the alternative is you don't get to use that powder, and that's that's the powder you're using for your pet load, a penny or two difference from, one purchase price to the next, not a whole lot. Now, if you're shooting 22 grains of H110 or 2400 or something like that in your 41 mag round, that's a little bit more. But even then, we're only talking about a penny or two per round difference, and the smokeless powder is the least expensive part of our shooting right now. And, unless you got free lead, but we've talked about free lead. How free is it really? You still got to pay power to cast it and all other stuff. But so, yeah, overall, I'm not seeing a whole lot of stuff locally as far as volume of materials go, either, loaded ammo or reloading components. And what I do see seems to be generally up in price a little bit compared to towards the end of last year.
What do you think, Chris? What are you seeing there in Ohio where you live?
Well, I haven't bought a lot of reloading supplies lately because I tend to buy a lot and stock up. I do, and I tell everybody, check out Everglades ammo. You can get full metals plated, and you watch their sales. It's free shipping. The last box I got was 26 pounds, and the bullets didn't cost me any more than I would have. Actually, they were cheaper than I would have went and bought plated bullets at the local place. The one thing, primers, ridiculous. Just dumb prices on primers. I'm trying to remember what I paid because I only picked up, like large rifle or small rifle. I wasn't loading a whole lot, and I picked up a handful, but I think they were pushing $10, which is totally ridiculous. When I started reloading, it was $1 for 100. Mm-hmm. Tell my age. Other than that, powder prices at most of the places I've been to they might have went up a couple bucks a pound. You guys were talking about, a good powder. I have found, excuse me, that I really like Hodgdon CFE pistols and Hodgdon CFE powder line. You know what I mean? And it's funny. I was competing with my old 1911 45, and I said, I'm losing my brass. Long story, indoor range. So I went to the 9, and then I looked, and it's like, okay, 124 grain, 5 grains CFE pistol, 230 grain 45, 5 grains CFE pistol. Well, that keeps it simple. Yeah. So seriously, you look at the loads, and they're right in there, and I go, okay, I try not to, I like to load at and they're all target, but I like to load just a little above, just to make sure we get some good cycling and all that. But, it's like, yeah, okay, 7,000 grains divided by 5. Do the math. I had somebody ask me a while back about, is reloading still feasible? I said, well, if you shop around, maybe not. A lot of the places around here, 9mm Blazer brass, 115, 124 grain, $13-14 a box. You can't, you know what I mean? So, but now when you go into 10mm or 45, then also, I have a friend of mine, he's been bugging me to make a video, and long story, logistics, and it just didn't happen. But he goes through a place called Ammo Squared, I think, and you set it up. It's like a savings, and you go, okay, take $5 a week out of my check, and you just go, okay, that's ammo. And he showed me, and some of the deals he gets when they do ship ammo, and how it, some of the prices are pretty good. Some of them are like, okay. But I said to him, I said, that's kind of a cool thing though, because you can just $5 a week or whatever, and when it adds up, oh, okay, cool. But other than that, I haven't bought a lot of factory ammo. I did notice, yes, 223, 556.
The hell?
What the heck was that?
I have my phone on airplane mode. So I don't know why it's beeping.
That sounded like a foghorn. 55. That's a train I can hear in my background. 556 223. I mean, the stuff we were buying for $5-6 a box 2-3 years ago is 12, 14. Watch the sales, yeah, but getting kind of ridiculous. Who was just saying powder companies are gonna they stop making powder? What's up with that? That's gonna definitely drive the price up. So, but anyway, that's what I've been seeing. I've just kind of, watch the sales, and yeah, nothing's getting any cheaper. Let's go, Brandon.
It's going to be an interesting year for sure.
Oh yeah.
Hi, boy. What are you seeing?
Well, I'm always out there, and I'm going to say about the time all the Christmas sales hit, just before Thanksgiving, I started seeing primers show up, but I was finding them in my area between Sportsman's Warehouse and my Ace Hardwares. I was finding them for between say $60 to $70 1,000. I was pretty impressed with that, and I mean, I was buying them up every 1,000 I could find. I think I bought 32,000 in a month.
I'm just going to interrupt and say, hell yeah, brother, buy them up. You got something you want to sell?
And then what made my Christmas was when Ace Hardware said if you can fit it in a 5-gallon bucket, you buy the bucket, and anything you fit in there, you get 20% off. I crammed it. I said, do you care if I just fill up on primers? And this guy goes, he says, go Patriot. I filled it up. And so I couldn't believe it.
That's just about worth getting a new credit card for, isn't it?
Well, luckily, our home's been paid off, so we're cash people, and but what I kind of found disturbing was shortly after Vista Outdoors was resold and repurchased. Suddenly, I saw prices. I'm going to ask maybe Gene this. I think you'd know, or who would know. How much was it that they said in Vista Outdoors letter? How much did they say the average components were going to be going up? Percentage
Like 7% or 7 to 10% or something.
Well,
I think is what
it goes by brand.
Yes, it does.
It goes by brand. Some is as little as 3%.
Yeah.
Others as high as 20.
And Walter hit it because I figured around 7% average.
I'd say between 7 and 10% average.
Yeah. I would go with that. I won't argue that.
Yeah, right in that range. I seen the letter that was sent out to all the suppliers.
I saw an average of 20% increase on bullets, brass, whatever sparse brass is there, and definitely powder. I like that was more than that 7 to 10% or whatever it should have been. I think that like Daniel asked that question. They realize we're going to pay it. Not that the individual companies are scheming this up. They're in it for the ride too. But if they know you're willing to pay it, why raise it 7% when, hey, we're going to go 20? Someone's making money in all this. I don't know who it is yet, but so now what I'm seeing is there are primers out there, but just like Tommy Boy said, you're going to pay it. They've got it, and there's another thing. When COVID hit, all these little gun shops began charging these prices for primers. Sportsman's went up and Cabela's went up, but these little shops went like double the price, Well, now I've noticed those little shops, they're not as bad as they were on the primers, but everything across the board is high. And if you want to play, you got to pay. And I don't think it will ever go down. We'll never see those prices that we saw. No way.
Well, look at it this way. If you have a drag car, what is it costing you for 5 gallons of elf fuel now?
Oh, God.
I got a friend lives 3 doors down's got one.
Okay.
I'll ask him. Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, what are you paying?
110, Sunoco 110 race fuel, $11.70 a gallon.
That's right.
I used to, now back in the 80s, I used to roll up in my car, had a 327 in it, and I'd pull up to the pump at Sunoco and get the race fuel.
Yeah,
Me too.
And it was like, what, $1.50, $2 a gallon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just a little higher.
But that really wasn't race fuel. That was just it's 101 octane.
Chem
Yeah.
2.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah.
Or VP racing fuel. What's that cost for a 5-gallon can now?
That's what I'm saying. Like Sunoco, 5-gallon can, $11.70 a gallon for 110 octane. That's what I need.
And that stuff smells good burning.
Oh, yeah.
As good as smokeless propellant.
You know what else smelled good at the racetrack? When I race
Smell
motorcycles, get behind the 2-strokers, and man, they nail it and be like, oh.
Yeah, or the broad you brought with you,
Oh my God.
Hey, now.
Oh,
Whoa.
hey, oh.
Gotta get there, don't you?
I was just gonna say, my buddy told me to make a 1/4-mile run. That means stage. Get up there, and he's got a 383 stroker. I think he nitrous it. I don't know if he supercharged it. He might have. I don't know, but he says it cost him about $25 from pit to stage to back to pit for fuel.
Yeah. So, it comes down to the same options. What are you going to do? Not race? You're going to not shoot while you're waiting for prices to come back down? We've been waiting 3 years for prices to come down on ammo and components, and they haven't yet. So
all
I'm
we
going
can
to
do
pay
is
the
look.
price.
All we can do is look for the deals. One thing I did remember the last time I bought primers, it was small rifle primers, and I did buy 1,000. Remington, our local store, it's called Fin Feather and Fur Outfitters. They're actually growing. $7.99 for 100, and I think I got them for $69.99 if you bought 1,000. So $7 100, which it'll never get back to $1 100. Oh, wait a minute, that was 30. Never mind.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
old.
Yeah.
So I recall I was working one morning when a guy, we were all working in a line loading our trucks, and we always talk every morning and got our coffee laughing. Well, this one guy, he says, "So you guys hear about this new virus going around the world called COVID?" And he started talking, and everyone began going, "Oh my gosh, this is going to be horrible." And I remember telling myself this. I thought, man, I think I picked a bad time to quit stocking up on primers. And so I went out, and I remember within weeks, primers went to $7.99, and I was offended because I was paying $26 $1,000 at Sportsman's, and now $7.99 looks pretty good. So see, they know we're willing to pay that, right? So, and now with what Gene's saying about the powder, and I've heard this, I don't know why. Does anyone know why they're putting a pause on the powder?
It's because of the components to make the powders.
Yes, the availability to get it consistently.
Yes.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, so Shooter's World has halted all production until they can re-up on their supplies, to make the powder. So if you like Shooter's World and you see it out there, buy it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, don't go think about it. If you like it, buy it.
Yeah,
that's good. So if I may be so bold as to interrupt here, we need to shout out our side chat. We've got 67 folks out there. What can we get the folks to type in tonight, guys?
How about CCI?
There you go, CCI. Easy. If you can't spell it, it's CCI. There you go.
How do you spell AI?
With that's that old song, AIAIO.
I think that was EI, but okay, whatever works.
Depends on what part of the country you're in, eh?
Depends on what alphabet you're looking at. I don't know.
I thought it was I.
And the screen goes round and round and round.
Yeah, they're off the page. Here we go. Hillbilly, I understand, brother. Okay. All right. Let me find out the beginning of this. So we
I'm
got
trying to find
out there. Tim S. Tommy Boys out there. Tacos and French fries. GGW Outdoors. Corners and Doors. 6-shooter Texan. Walter Viejos on the panel and the side chat. Tim S. Tactical Fud. Alaska One Andy. 76 Highboy Reloadings on the panel. Harm. Some of you guys just try to make it hard on me. Mike Hester, James Pugh, Kyle, Dale Pogue, Lakeview Outdoors, Fluffy 10mm Jeep Guy, Walks Fletcher, Mike Hester, DWD37, Papa's Place, Bobby Barlow, Andy 79Z28 on the panel and the side chat, Duffer 426, Floyd Hicks, Ozark Spirit, Dwayne 7834, Pistol Pete, reloading from the Hot Pots on the panel too, Tommy Boy, CW Long Shots on the panel, Tacos and French Fries, Michael Dunn, Tactical Rabbit 308, Garage Guy 879, MacMan 039 reloading. Good to see you out there, buddy. Hillbilly Up, Tacos and French Fries, Johnny 1982, and DWD says thanks for spelling for him. And Papa's Place, Thor's Axe, Chessboard, Artac and Daughters, Senior Master Sergeant Bulldog, Mike Hester, 67 Rebel, SST, AMC, Hillbilly Up. We'll put that in up there. Rich, Ashley A, the Scottish American, hey brother, 01 guy, Lakeview, and I think that's all. Thor's Axe, Bama Dad, there he is. About time you got here. Brownworks is out there. Hey, buddy.
Oh, nice. We've seen a couple of videos from about Brownworks products this week.
Yeah, I've got to do mine. I got some really nice 1911 grips.
Well, he does good work.
He does, and I got him put my channel logo on there, and I'm gonna make a video of putting them on the gun.
Nice.
that won't take long. It's a 1911, so there's that.
Well,
So
if it
thanks
was-
everybody for being here. And apparently I didn't read too well. We lost 2 viewers while I was doing that.
You weren't fast enough. Hey, I'd like to say this. I was thinking about this while you're reading on names of all of those folks. You guys in the side chat got to know how much we appreciate seeing all of you folks. I know when I start thinking about Friday night, I say, I wonder if Abigail's going to be there. I wonder if Dwayne's going to be there. I wonder if Johnny's going to be. And you guys are always here, supporting us and sharing the knowledge and the friendship and the camaraderie. So it's really a good thing. And so, we start talking, even though it takes Jamie, forever to read through that list. It's worth it to see every one of your names out there. I appreciate you guys big time.
That's a good thing. I wish he had to read about 500 names.
There's a sighting.
There he is. On 3, 2, 1.
Hey!
Mario.
And
They get
there's
any
Big
on you,
Al.
CW?
Don't let me forget Big Al out there. So we'll get to the second topic after Gene, if he's ready.
Oh yeah.
Dang, is it time for that already? Here we go.
It's time for What's Hot Pot Got?
He's got something up his sleeve.
Don't he always?
Yep.
And let's do this. And let's
Oh,
do
there he is.
that.
Tonight we are featuring the venerable 4570 government. This is an S&B round with
Yay.
a 300 grain soft point.
Ooh, no.
I had to rubber band that to my finger. Tape was not holding this finger.
The Mickey Mouse finger. Would you shoot that in a pistol?
No.
It can be done, but not by me.
I've
Right.
shot it in a Derringer.
Not by me either, man. This is not happening. But let me tell you about this beautiful 4570 round. It's also known as the 4570 government, 4570 Springfield, and .45 by 2/110 sharps. It's a 45 caliber rifle cartridge originally holding 70 grains of black powder that was developed at the U.S. Army Springfield Armory for use in the Springfield model 1873. It was a replacement cartridge for the stopgap 5070 government cartridge, which had been adapted in 1866, 1 year after the end of the American Civil War, and is also known by the collectors as the Trapdoor Springfield. This one here is in service from 1873 to 1892. It's produced from 1873 to present. It's a beautiful, beautiful round. They come with a 300 grain trapdoor lead, a 405 grain trapdoor lead flat nose, 300 grain jacketed hollow point, and another 300 grain jacketed hollow point for the plus P. Isn't that just beautiful? I love when things like this just plop out in that rough sorter. They just come right down the conveyor belt at you.
That's
That's
a very
bigger than your finger.
But that, everybody, is what Hot Pot's got tonight.
I still love the Mickey
Outstanding.
Mouse finger. The Mickey Mouse finger. That's the best.
Yeah, you have to look at that finger very closely.
You do,
You're right.
but it's
Just make
fun.
sure.
It's fun.
Yeah. That ain't no wedding ring around there, guys.
No.
Oh,
So
it's-
get that rubber band off of that finger before it falls off.
It's off all the circulation.
Yeah, how they
Yeah.
never mind, I ain't going there. I'll just,
Hey, Joe, I do have a question for Hot Pot.
go for it.
Was that a factory round?
Yes, S&B.
And it looked like someone tried to fire that?
Yes, it was
Did it have-
it was a dead
did it
primer.
look- Did it look like a light primer firing pin strike, or did it look normal? And in other words, was that the problem of the factory or the firearm? I can't quite see it. It looks like the firing pin had enough oomph in it. It's just possibly a bad primer.
It looks light to me.
That's what I was thinking. I mean,
Does
that's
it look like? I can't
They're
tell.
off center too.
yeah, it's a
It
large
is off
primer,
center.
and it doesn't look like a very hard strike. So maybe.
Well, my very first squib round in a firearm was Blazer brass.
Yeah.
So, and shooting all these events I shoot, I watch other competitors go through as many rounds as I do, 200-300 rounds per event. And I'm on a squad with anything from 6 up to 15, 16 people at a time. And I see a lot of factory stuff not go off.
Yep.
But if you're a reloader and something doesn't go off for you, everybody's like, what'd you do wrong? Did you reload that stuff?
Yeah.
After they had light primer strikes with their factory Federal.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That actually looked a little off center to me too, so it could miss the anvil and just not go off.
Right.
You know what? I don't think so. That looked like a light primer strike, and I've seen off-center primer strikes, but I've seen primers with dents like that went off. So
You just never know.
No, well-
look, they're components.
Lock that in a vise, Gene, and give her a good whack. See if the primer's good.
I might do that.
Yeah.
I got a nice center punch. I could
There
probably,
you
know what?
go.
I bet I could shoot that all the way across my reloading bench.
Oh, I could tell you stories about my crazy cousin who's now a pyrotechnician, licensed fireworks. This crazy kid would steal his dad's 12 gauge, cut the shot off the front just to widen them, and then he'd set it on a block and hold his arm around the corner with a BB gun just to shoot the primer to hear it go bang. I'm like, all righty, you're a little more nuts.
When I was in high school, I had two really close friends. One of them was he's a really good guy, but he was a little bit of a nerd. And my other buddy was a world-class pitcher, had world-class potential in pitching. I mean, I was his catcher, so I know what he could do. And them two were together one day, and they decided it would be cool to take a 12-gauge shotgun shell and bury it up to the brass in the ground, and then shoot the primer with a BB gun. And my buddy, who was a world-class pitcher, got hit by a pellet in the eye, lost that eye, and had to quit playing baseball because he had no depth perception. So there's consequences to this stuff, guys. But when you lose your depth perception, you cannot pitch anymore, and you certainly can't pitch in the major leagues.
Makes it hard to shoot too. And I was laughing at the whole thing, but man, that's sad. My cousin's lucky. He's lucky. I can remember seeing, I'd look around the corner and seeing what was left of that, and it just blew into pieces. I'm like, dude, you're nuts.
I got something. Speaking of primers that I want to share with you guys, I was going to throw this round away at the range today, and I thought, no, I'm going to bring it to the chat tonight and share it. Just so you guys don't get to thinking, that I'm really all that perfect of a reload. So I'm at the range. I'm shooting.
Waller, don't ruin it for us. Don't.
I won't ruin it for you. I was shooting some 9mm, and shooting this round, that's a Lyman 356-402 9mm bullet. Guys who cast know what that bullet is. Great bullet, and the round is good. It shoots really accurately for me. But I had the Servicios Aventuras primers in there because I'm down to my last box out of a brick of those, and I'd had 3 failures to detonate prior to this, and out of the very first box, and all the rest of them have been good, and this one didn't go off. And I ejected it and put it back in the magazine, and it didn't go off again. Well, I didn't look too closely at it. Blow me up there, Jamie. You can see what some of you guys already know what this is going to be.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Upside down primer. And I loaded that on my Lee turret press, and I'm hand feeding the primers into the little primer arm. How I missed doing that, I could say, well, it flipped over on its way up into the pressures, but it didn't. I got that sucker stuffed in there upside down. So now I got a whole round wasted and the primer wasted. And
Well, you got a bullet puller, knock it apart and save them. I don't know.
The bullet's probably redeemable. The case is redeemable.
Powder?
You might even get that primer. Yeah, I know what the powder is, and there was nothing else in that case. It was a clean case, but the primer might not be after I poked that one out backwards.
I'm gonna tell you, I've had that happen, and you did that in turret. In other words, you're singly putting them in there.
I was watching it, and it went in. I've had them flip over in the little cup before, but I caught it. This one, I don't know.
Didn't catch it. No, I've actually had that happen, and if you are very, very careful and do it very slowly, I pushed them back out, not had a problem.
I've done it too. I don't mind pushing them back out, and I've tried reshooting them a few times, and I won't tell you what happens when you do that because it's not good information to put out there. But for beginners, but generally, the thing to do with those guys, you can push those out. You've got, potentially a primer that could conceivably go off if it went into your fireplace or something weird like that. You wouldn't want that to do that. But if you're real easy after you pull the bullet and you put that back into your deep priming die, you can ease those out. And I mean ease them out. You don't want to go in there slamming those things because that deep priming pin looks suspiciously like a firing pin. And if you get in there and slam it, you could detonate that primer, and you don't want that. Stuff's going to go everywhere. But you can softly push them out, and then you can soak that in some WD-40 and denature that primer if you want. That'll do it. That you soak it in WD for a couple of days, and it'll denature it. But and that's probably what's going to happen with this one. Or I'll throw it at my neighbor.
Walter, I never denature my primers. I take all of my old primers to the shop. We put them in one of the scrap bags that it's what they call assorted metals is what they pay for it, and we leave them in there because when they go to melt that stuff down, I want them to hear little pops.
Yeah, you use one of those for me. I'll use them for fire starters in my wood stove.
Okay, it's time for our next topic. Okay. I think it's important. Hillbilly was sharing the stream, but we started talking about prices and this kind of thing, and that's a no-no on YouTube. So we'll probably need to not talk about specific prices. You guys in the side chat, you're fine. You can say whatever you want. But on the panel, we probably shouldn't talk about exactly what stuff costs.
Yeah.
If
Jamie gets a strike, he won't be able to stream for a month. So we don't want that to happen.
I could tell you a little key that I've learned from everybody else about this. And yeah, we're not. And you just say, we're going to say it costs 12 Jamie bucks.
Yeah. But that wasn't what was happening though.
I'm just saying, when you say it's Jamie bucks, I could print out a buck that says Jamie on it. You see what I'm saying? So in other words, they can't really. But yeah, I know. Oh God, don't talk about that.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Their house, their rules, brother. Can't do nothing about
Yeah.
it, man. No,
And,
regardless.
Is what it is.
let's say goodnight to Mr. Andy. Andy, you anything you want to talk about before you take off, buddy?
No, not specifically. All good here. I hope to get a video or two out this weekend. So that's about
Have
it.
you got 1 minute?
Yeah.
I'll let you answer first, and then bid you a good night. Andy's like me; he's old, and we need to go to bed early. So, this is our next topic. What have you seen from SHOT Show that has surprised you?
I really haven't seen much, but Chris from the 740 was showing a lever action from, I don't even remember who it was, that looked really nice, like a tactical look.
Smith
Yeah.
and Wesson, maybe.
And Wesson. That's the one that
I, don't
surprised
know,
me.
I thought it was somebody else. I didn't think it was Smith and Wesson, but I'm sure that stuff is pricey as hell. That's all.
It is.
I have enough guns for now.
Don't well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, some of you guys have all kinds of pistols and stuff. I was never that way with guns. I bought a gun to use it, you know, for either hunting or in my earlier days, a lot of target shooting and stuff. So, you know, never got into, you know, having, you know, many guns. I mean, I don't have a 9mm pistol, you know, I have a rifle, a carbine. That's, you know what I mean? So it's to each his own. I'm happy with what I have. I'm proficient with what I have, and that's it.
Yep.
There's a lot of goodness in that, Andy. There really is.
Yeah, well, you know, it's like when I wanted to buy something else, and I was trying to come up with a 44 Magnum lever action, and it was like, then I need all new dies. I need to have, you know, maybe different powders. It was just, why don't I just go with something I have already? And that's why I bought the 357 Rossi. That's all.
Yeah.
Anyway, everybody have a great week. See who's on tomorrow night, maybe. I'm bailing out. Have a great one, everyone.
Thanks.
Good night, Andy.
We appreciate
Good to have you around.
Good night,
Thanks,
Andy.
brother. Peace.
So there's a Bible verse that says, godliness and contentment equals great gain. We need to look that one up. Anyway, so Hillbilly, what surprised you from SHOT Show?
I have not got to watch a whole lot of stuff, but from the stuff that I kind of watched that just really caught my eye was the Smith and Wesson lever action. I mean, for me, revolvers and lever actions are always going to, you know, they're just those shiny things. You know, they're always going to catch my eye. You know, that's just something that I really like. I seen, you know, some of the stuff I watched. There was a lot of, you know, good stuff there. You know, it's coming out. So real excited about a lot of the stuff, but mainly, you know, that lever action with the wood grain. Oh man, it just I had to like keep wiping my mouth watching that. Slobbering a little bit there, you know. So anyway, that was probably the main one that stuck out for me.
Me too, so far. Let's skip around a little bit and go down to High Boy next.
I haven't really followed a lot of the SHOT Show, and I kind of think that, you know, one thing I'll say, I was going to ask this. Do you guys think that the price of component and everything involved in gearing up for a new caliber, do you think that maybe weighs into your next gun purchase? Like, maybe I'll get something that I'm geared up to reload for, So because of the price of everything, I've kind of found myself a little tuned out and just totally content in what I have. You know, some of the things I follow Ransom Rest, Michael Canfield. He's a great friend, and he's just having a ball ripping it up there. And I know there's a lot of neat products, but after a while, you can get pretty absorbed with just so much new product, and a lot of it's not new. It's just tweaked stuff and a little shine here, shine there. So I don't know. I think just because of the price of everything, this last couple of years, I have not followed the SHOT Show like I did before everything went through the roof. So that's just kind of me.
Wow, MacMan.
I think I think that's a serious consideration when we're going to pick out a new gun. And I think what Andy said is he was leaving is something that we definitely have to take into consideration. So if you've got your choice between a new gun that you already have the reloading dies and brass for, then that would be the one to pick, I would think. But yeah, the MacMan said he's already ordered the limited edition Smith and Wesson, and that's a beautiful gun. But
I want to go into the tool business. That's all
yeah,
I'm saying.
I know.
There's Mock.
Mark. Yes, sir. Good evening.
But
Listen, man,
what have you seen, CW, that surprised you?
I won't really say surprise, but maybe a little is all the new companies that are coming out with levers. And in that same vein, there's two or three that are making lowers to work with AR uppers.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of something new. There was a pump a while back somebody made, and I saw a company making a new upper that didn't have a charging handle. It had a pump lever, so it charged with a pump, but it didn't cycle. It just opens the bolt and releases the bolt. If you can understand, it's not a pump action. It's still a semi-auto. It's non-reciprocating, but instead of pulling the charging handle back to open, you pull the pump back to open, and also use that pump to close, along with a release that you're used to on a AR. So that was kind of not surprising, but kind of neat to see. But I guess you could say I was surprised at all the lever action additions. There's a company that's I should think of who they are, but I can't think of it. They showed it in a video, but said they're not producing it this year. It's going to be next year. We're just kind of showing it to see about interest. And that was at the end or one of the videos from one of the people I sub to. I'm sure you guys do too. But Smith & Wesson, of course, coming out with theirs. And Henry's got a new one that doesn't have a hammer. That was kind of weird. Takes an AR magazine, chambered in 223 and 300 black. That was kind of different. But we're seeing lots of new stuff, which is good. That's about it.
What about you, Mark? What have you seen interesting or surprising?
Nothing really surprising yet. I did think that that lever taking the AR mags at shooting 223 and 300 blackout, that would be interesting. I mean, being able to shoot 300 blackout, I don't know that I would spend the money on it, but just found it interesting. And Garage Guy just put something up there about Diamondback making a nice 357, and that's kind of curious. It would be something I would take a look at if the price was right.
It's not.
No.
It is cute though.
If the price was right, it'd be something to take a look at. But I'm glad we've had a lot of people out there getting around and meeting each other and getting to see some things. But I really haven't seen anything, groundbreaking, earth shattering that really got me excited. I'm still kind of looking at some old stuff and things that might just like to add to the collection that certainly aren't new.
This is one that surprised me. CZ come out last year with that 600, and they come out with I don't know what the heck they called it, but it was in the 600 line, but it was a folding stock, compact, kind of like the Q. That was, oh man, 4,000 beans a couple of years ago, last year, 3 years ago, whatever. They come out with it for a quarter of that price. And now Savage has one this year that it's got a little more claim to fame. It's claimed as a lightweight and such, but it's half of what the Q was. And you can pick up that trail for what seemed to be a little on the expensive side for, it seems like a bargain now. And the same prices. And I don't know, CZ to Savage, I think I'd probably rather have CZ.
Definitely.
Yeah, I agree.
I like Savage, but putting the two not side by side. And as far as Jim's question there, I don't look at it as a negative, a new caliber, something new that's going to require new dies. That's exciting to me. That's fun. I mean, I've set up for a new caliber. I got new stuff to learn and new stuff to apply that I've already learned and see if it works on this caliber as well. And no, I don't look at that as a negative. I don't at all. It's something that I've always done. I'll always do. So it's just the way it is. That's just the way I think, I guess. I'm backwards from some other people.
I don't look at it as a negative at all. It's just sometimes before buying something, consider, what I have to spend, and can I afford the dies and everything. And like Dylan, there's some dies you can't get right now. So just, I guess that's what I'm saying.
In today's prices, those dies are a box of bullets, and you buy them once.
You're right. You're right.
So, no, I don't look at it as a negative at all. Not at all. Because I'll probably, I've got multiple that I've never bought factory for, never had factory in it, and probably never will. Like one of the guys questioned me today on my 25-45 video on cycling. He said, Michael, wasn't Michael Hurtnick. Anyway, it was Michael somebody. And he said, Michael Dunn, I think, said, you got to try different ammo. Have you tried different ammo? So I answered him back. I said, all my ammo comes from one manufacturer.
Yeah.
Me. So I tried different loads, but no, it's all the same manufacturer.
I hear you. All right, who wants to go next? We're down to Chris, Gene, and Walter.
I could babble on for hours, but
I'll go because mine's quick.
All right, go ahead, brother. I'll shut up.
Nothing.
Oh my God.
Nothing.
That was
Absolutely nothing. Because everything that was interesting was released last month. Advertisements for it, notifications for it, pictures of it. So all the stuff I see streaming from SHOT Show, I just blow past. I'm sorry. One thing really did surprise me out of all the SHOT Show stuff I've seen. And that's Matt from Demolition Ranch actually stood next to Val, bold and curious, and had a picture taken with him. That was the only thing that surprised me from SHOT Show.
Good night, Kyle. Thanks for being here, buddy. Y'all say good night to Kyle.
Yeah, Matt's probably been not.
Good night,
Matt's
Kyle.
probably been wanting his picture taken next to Val for a long time. So.
Yeah, I wonder how many Benjamins Val slipped him for that pick.
Okay, Walter, go ahead.
Well, I'm kind of going to take Highboy's position here. I don't pay a whole lot of attention to what's happening at SHOT Show, not because not drooling over all the new stuff, but it's because I live in California and we have this roster of firearms that are approved for sale in the state, and 99.99% of all new firearms are not approved, and I can't go buy one. The only class that's not subject to that roster are single action revolvers. We have all those we want. And who's gonna come up with something better than the single action Army Colt? We already got it. So there's not a whole lot happening there unless somebody else and somebody over in the side chat, was it Johnny 1982? Was that you? Somebody said that Taurus, maybe it was 6-shooter text, and I can't. That Taurus was coming out with one. Yeah, but I didn't see that on SHOT Show. I'm intrigued by Smith & Wesson coming out with a lever gun. That's a nice looking rifle, but I've already got a nice looking rifle in 44, 357, 45. I got a whole safe full of Henrys that I like to shoot. So I'll go look at everybody's videos. Here's what I saw and here's what I saw, and I go, dang it, why are you even showing me that stuff, man? I can't have any of it. It's like a mom dangling candy. Here, you want some of this? Yeah. How's it feel to want, kid? You can't have it. So I really can't say that anything particularly surprised me, mostly because I just have to cast a shaded eye at it and not try to not pay attention. I'll let Matt Man buy all the new stuff, then I'll go shoot his.
Good idea. What about you, Chris? What has surprised you?
Well, for one, I didn't know Smith & Wesson came out with that. I haven't really paid I'm just like something like he was saying, SHOT Show is like when you're a kid and you get the Sears catalog, because we can all relate to this. We're probably most of us old enough. You get the catalog and you go, look at all these toys, and you circle them, and it's a wish list, and you go, your parents really couldn't afford that, and now we're adults and we go, wish list, I can't afford it. That's SHOT Show to me. And the thing with SHOT Show is, I'll give you a perfect example, is how many years ago did Palmetto say they were going to come out with an MP5, and we're still waiting. So I don't get too excited about SHOT Show, but the Smith & Wesson lever gun, thank you for the link. Beautiful, but my God, $4,000, that's out of my price range. The only lever gun I got is the one that I killed my first deer with. That was 12 or 13 years old. Winchester Model 94 30-30, and I had sold it to my brother. I made a video about it, and he gave it back to me for my birthday, and I cherished the thing. I was so happy to get it back, and then I started researching what those things are going for. I'm like, holy cow, lever guns are not cheap, and I don't know why. I think lever guns are some of the. We all grew up. Come on, Black Bart and Daisy or Red Rider. You know what I mean? So it's kind of in our DNA, cowboy. But my gosh, yeah, and Henry, beautiful lever guns. Okay, I'll put that down on my list of things I want. Look for the deal, kind of thing. So, but yeah, I haven't paid much attention to what's new at SHOT because, well, honestly, I can't afford nothing right now. So,
I understand, and I agree. The wood, the Smith and Wesson 1854, the one with the blued steel and the wood. It's I think that's the limited edition thing that's way up there in price.
1,800, I think they said in that one. 1,800 pieces.
the link you sent me, I clicked on it and it was like 30 some, and 39. I don't know, but
Yeah, but it's a limited edition. It's limited production.
Okay. So they got a stock kind of.
Yeah, they're way cheaper.
There is a standard wood blued version offered. It's a little more than the stainless.
The one I saw was
the one they're
curly.
showing. Yeah,
The
the one they're showing is fancy. That's a limited production.
Oh, I'd have to
one
click
with-
on it and
The
then
one
go.
with curly maple.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah, that's a beautiful gun. I've been quiet, and I'm going to say some things right now that I probably shouldn't, but I'm going to anyway. I'm a Smith & Wesson guy. I own a couple of Smith & Wesson revolvers, and you all know it. But that stainless steel one with the black plastic furniture, is ugly as homemade sin, in my humble opinion. And I'm not going to act like I like it because I don't.
it's almost blasphemy, right? Right?
Well, yeah, kinda. And
Well-
how boy, I saw you looking at it. Tell me what you think.
I love the wood, but the one you're describing, no way.
I'll tell y'all a quick story, and then we're going to get to the verse of the week. I went with my buddy Kyle to buy a 44 Magnum lever action Henry, and he had ordered the all weather Henry back in the day, and this has been quite a few years ago. Yes, Mark. He got that all weather, and it looked just like that Smith and Wesson. I mean, it was stainless steel, Cerakoted, black plastic furniture. And he took one look at that gun, and the man told him before he put the gun out there in front of him, "I got what you ordered, but you're probably going to want something else." And he opened that box up, and I seen Kyle's heart drop between his feet, and he was so excited to get that gun. And then when he saw it in person, it just looked like a toy. And that's the exact feeling I had when I saw Such's video. And CW, thank you for the link, by the way. I would have never known it come out if it wasn't for that. But yeah, it's and Thorzak makes a good point. The gun doesn't balance like that. I mean, some of the plastic stocks are just so thin and lightweight. But yeah, it's I'm just waiting for the Ruger and the Marlin to come out. And
One nice thing about that Smith, if you didn't notice or didn't hear, it takes Marlin 1894 wood. So there's
94 wood.
Yeah,
Okay.
1894 wood. So if that's floating around, or you could go to Boyd's and get laminated stocks, and they would fit on there. The same as the
interesting.
what's that company that makes the tactical Ranger Precision, Ranger
Yeah.
Point. 1894 stuff for Ranger Point fits that gun.
Yeah, it's just it's not wood and blued steel. It's just and y'all know my heart. And
So
Arrow
wait a-
Precision's got a lever action out too. Golly.
Or they're coming out with one or the other. But there's, like I said, there's like 3 or 4 companies.
so
I know
I,
not Primary Arms. Bear Creek Armory is one. Oh, it's a tip of my tongue. No, I can't think of the other 2.
is it bigger than a bread box? Does that
Mm.
help? No, you were saying so basically these are copies if the furniture fits.
The Smith.
No,
From what I've seen, the Smith is a Marlin. I mean, it's like they cloned the Marlin.
don't they own Marlin now? I should research that. They bought it.
Ruger.
Ruger bought Marlin.
Yeah.
Ruger
Okay.
bought Marlin.
Okay, I lost track of the whole who bought
But
who. And
it's really not. I mean, if you look at it, the 1894 Marlin is a square bolt.
Yes.
The bolt is square. The 336s is round. 336s are round. If you look at that Smith & Wesson, it's got a round bolt,
Yep.
but it's in pistol caliber. So it's I really like that aspect, and I know they did it because it's cheaper to make. But it's also preferable to me.
but you said the furniture is interchangeable.
The wood stocks are interchangeable with 1894.
I'll be darned.
That's what that said.
That's a cool.
And then it's got a mag tube, kinda like a 22, kinda like a Henry, but not, because if you watch Such's video,
It just
right, you open that tube and the cases come, the cartridges come flying out. The
Yeah.
tube that you remove is the tube completely. It's everything.
Right.
It's not like a 22 with the brass tube that goes inside the tube. No, there's no inside the tube deal. It's free floating inside the stock. So when you remove that magazine tube from under the barrel, the bullets just come flying out. So it's fast unload, but it's not carefully
unload
shown
all
up.
over the table.
They go everywhere, and they did on Pursuit, and it wasn't a blooper. That's the design of the gun. It's for fast unloads, I guess,
it is.
but it's kind of leaves me, it makes it cheaper. It's less to do, but still,
Yeah.
it's cheap. It's cheaper.
Yeah.
It's not desirable.
Yeah.
Granted, a lot of people aren't going to use it, but if they're not going to use it, why are you paying to even add it? I mean, it still costs to add versus just a tube.
And see, this is my contention, James. I know that you want to believe, like Smith & Wesson wants us all to believe, that they're using those old volcanic drawings and design, but that's not what I'm seeing in Such's video. It's a Marlin 1894 with a 336 bolt, and the lever is even the same as the 336, and that's what I'm seeing. It's got the 2-piece firing pin and all that. So,
and it's funny too. They said, "Oh, it's so nice. It's got a big lever loop." And then, very out of the same side of the other side of his mouth, he says, "Oh, it bangs my fingers hard when I lever it."
and I don't like that floppy trigger flowing every which way
Yeah.
it wants to, and that's uncool too.
Yeah.
But anyways, time for the verse of the week, and we're going to continue on with our Matthew chapter 5, and we're up to verse 23. And if y'all remember last week, we were talking about anger and the matters of hate in the heart. And here in verse 23, we read, "Therefore, if you bring your gift to the altar, and there remember that your brother has something against you, leave your gift there before the altar, and go your way. First be reconciled to your brother, then come and offer your gift." So what we're reading right here is a continuation of the of anger in your heart being equated to murder. It's that hate in your heart that leads you to that sort of thinking that you would be able to do this. But we're reading here that Jesus is teaching you come to pay your alms and pay your tithes at the altar. But while you're there, you remember that, man, I made High Boy mad the other day. I don't need to give my gift right now. I need to go square things around with High Boy or CW or whoever. It's about squashing that hate in your heart that could lead to you being even more angry, more bitterness in your heart building up. What Jesus is really saying here is that our relationships with God the Father first and with each other second is even more important than your tithing. Leave that there. Go fix your broken relationship, then come back and give your tithes. Am I understanding that correctly, guys?
I think so. Yeah. When we get further down into that chapter, there's a couple other things that I just plain don't understand, and Highboy probably could explain it to me. In fact, I ought to call him about it. But I think you're right. You know what we're seeing here is, so you come to the altar to leave your gift, and you're at the altar, and now you remember that somebody's got something against you, or you got, so what are you talking about? Get out of here. Leave your gift, go square things away with your brother. Get that out of your mind before you come in here. Don't come in here with that kind of a mind. Don't come in here hating people. Don't come in here with thinking that somebody else has got it in for you. Go square that away, then come back and talk to me. That's kind of what I get out of this, because a couple verses down, and I won't give it away if you haven't read it, but there's more to the story there that says, what if this guy does have something against you? There's things you should do there too. But that's kind of what I get out of that verse is, hey, you're here at the altar. You came here for a reason, and you let this thought sneak into your mind. This is not the place. This is not the time. Leave your gift at the altar, and as you said, go reconcile with your brother, which could be same usage that we use the word brother, right? It doesn't have to be your biological brother. We're talking about people you know. So it's a strong verse for me, that this, and I think that's, to me, that's what it says. This is not the place for you to worry about your brother's got something against you. Go take care of that business first, then come back here and do God's business.
Yep. Good night, Insight. Good to see you, brother.
Good night, Insight.
Hi, boy, you got anything to say about that verse? Those two verses?
Well, ultimately, when we approach God, the only way we can approach God is to be pure. The only way we can be pure is through the blood of Christ in repenting of our sins. But repentance only comes through a true heart. So for us to approach God and repent, God's saying, yes, but you have an issue. You're harboring hate in your heart. If you're really going to repent before me, you're really going to forgive your brother. And forgiveness to others means you're willing to pray for them. You're willing to care for them. Okay? That means whatever they've done, you're willing to put it aside. So before when we're bringing our gift to the altar, we're approaching God. It's no different than when we get on our knees at night and pray. We're approaching God. So if you're going to pray at night and you're going to repent of your sins, it's really impossible to repent of your sins if you're still hating your boss. Right? It's what we talked about last week. This is a total heart condition, and it's just like this. You see, the person that we're mad at sinned against us when we sinned against Christ, but yet Christ gave his life for us. So we're to forgive, and it's through that forgiveness. That's why God says, that's why Jesus Christ says, love your neighbor. Man, if you're loving your neighbor and you're loving everybody, now you can repent. Now you can repent without hating your heart. So that's how I read that.
I see that.
Yep, I do too. Thanks, Highboy.
Mm-hmm.
So we can't have a proper relationship with God to begin with if we're hating.
Well, we can, because God actually works with us. Our relationship is, we get our wisdom from God's word. But then, how many of us have read that and we still hate somebody or we're mad at somebody? I can look back in my life where I was harboring anger, and God's like, I'm going to help you with this. And through life, he molds us to where we can see a reflection of ourselves in others. And how do we do that? When we see the death that Christ put on the cross. We see that and we go, man, if Jesus died for me, what can I do for this person over here that really, they didn't do that bad to me? That's just how I kind of see that.
No, you're absolutely right. And Thorzak's has a point out there too. It says a man can spend his life in prison, allowing hate to keep real joy from having a place. Yeah, hatred is prison bars. You can become so engrossed in that you can't see the good in everybody, and it's there. You go mining for hate, you're going to find it. You go mining for bad qualities in people, you're going to find that too, because we all have it. It's you just kind of need to, as Highboy said, understand that God is there to help us through that. That's what he does for us. And all you got to do is open your eyes once in a while and say, yeah, help me through this, and it'll be there.
Tommy Boy's dead on it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I never say much during these. I sit, listen, and learn, and keep my trap shut. But I have no place in my heart for hate, thanks to the love of Jesus Christ.
Amen, brother.
I have none. No place in my heart. I also do not have rearview mirrors. I do not live in my past. I live in my present.
I like that. Yeah.
I do not live in the future. I live in my present. I've never held a grudge. I have held discontentment for being in a situation, but then you have to let that go too, because that's a rearview mirror.
Mm-hmm.
That's in the past. You cannot change the past. You can only change your present. What you're doing now. The future does not promise anything to us. Nothing.
Well, I would like to sound all virtuous and stuff, Gene. But like Tommy Boy says, hate is consuming, and I just am too lazy to hate. It takes too much energy.
It does. It takes too much.
It does. It's an effort that you don't need to do. It's just so much more easy to just let it go. Get out of here. thought like that. What are you talking about? You know,
Hate-
let it go.
Hate,
Move ahead.
hate
There is-
destroys so bad that people die of cancer and disease that eats them. You know, we have enough stuff in the world. It's easy enough to go out and get cancer, let alone we worry, and here it kills your immune system. It kills your ability to be mentally healthy. Hate will destroy you faster than any other thing in this world. So
Hillbilly, thoughts, comments?
Somebody else can go for a second. My wife's just pulling in, so my dogs are barking. I'll be right back.
I was just gonna say I hear dogs. No, Jamie. You know we've talked. I was raised Christian. I mean, down deep in my heart, I am a Christian to the belief, and I'm not the best Christian. I don't go to church, but I feel I don't need to because I pray on my own, and that what you were saying in that verse, and I'm going to tell you this, that I'm not as devout as I used to be, but I can say that I read the Bible at least 3 times when I was younger, front to back, and every time I read it, I swear I got something different out of every verse. And how it can apply to your life. You'll read a verse at this point in your life and go, wow. And then it makes you reflect. What I can say about that passage is what you were saying is if you go to the altar of Christ to lay the gift, you better not have any hate in your heart. Let it go. It's like everybody else was saying, you don't have time for hate. I don't have time for hate. I call it no time for BS, and we'll leave it at that. But it's like, I don't have time for this. Move on. You know, it's like the stuff will consume you, and we're all guilty of it. I mean, we've all been through things in our lives that if you let that consume you, it will. And you know, you were I think Highboy was saying it will consume you if you let it. Don't let it. And you know, we talked about this. I don't know. Actually, I don't think I was on the show. Maybe I was, but the golden rule: do unto others as you would have them do unto you. It's such a basic rule. And when you think about it, it's like, well, isn't that the simplest rule to live by? And it's tough sometimes when people make you mad. You just let it go. There is no room in my heart for dumb anger anymore. Yes, we all get angered at a lot of political things, but you just can't let it consume you. And that's to me, that's the point of that verse. If you're going to go in front of the Almighty, you might want to make sure your personal things are in order and you've done forgiven, spit it out, forgiven everything else. Got to have peace in your heart. And, you know, our motto on this channel, peace to all, stay 2A strong. Okay, peace to all. That means I don't care what your religion is. Do unto me as I do unto you. If you're doing unto other people's in a stupid way, well, I'm probably going to have problems. Point is I want peace for everybody, but you know something? You might want to keep guarded. So that's what I got out of that verse, Brother Jamie. Pretty simple way of life. I mean, just my view.
I want to add one quick thing because of something that Chris said. And he said that in his youth, he read the Bible 3 or 4 times. And it has been more time than it should have been since I went through it. And
me
but
too.
what I wanted to add was that, you know, it's always been said that God works in mysterious ways. And we got this guy up here to thank for this. Because of this piece of the Georgia shooting connection. Who'd have thunk? That's not in the Bible anywhere, but that has got me started going through it again. I'm about halfway through, so I got more time in front of me. But so I want to thank the panel members and Jamie and you guys over there you're over there. Where are you guys in the side chat? For putting up with this segment of the Georgia shooting connection as helping me to kind of get back and start thinking about these things more. Because sometimes it's pretty easy, sometimes I feel all of what I should feel, right up here at the top where it should be. But if I don't pay attention and if I don't really think hard about it, and if I don't go back and reread it, then it starts sinking down lower and lower and lower, and it gets out of sight, out of mind. So this is a good anchor point for me, and it's kind of got me going again. So thanks for that comment, Chris, and thanks to the Georgia Shooting Connection for adding this piece to the Friday night chats.
Needs to stop right there, Walter.
I was just going to say, honestly, I said it's been a minute, and every time I read it, it doesn't matter where you're at. It'll apply to you. And I don't know, I got 6 or 8 Bibles around here, but I think I'm going to have to get it out and just start reading it. I got my mother's Bible. Heck, I got my grandma's Bible. That thing's old.
This is what Paul tells us. Okay. Our wisdom is increased through God's word. So when we're not in God's word, remember King Solomon had so much wisdom, but later in his life, what did he quit doing? He quit following God. Right? So when we stay in God's word, we increase our wisdom, and that wisdom is the Holy Spirit manifesting in us. And it's what helps us through our life. And so that's why the word is life. It's not life. So
I was just going to reflect on it. It's so strange because on my old high school, which is like, I don't know, middle school now or something, but it's engraved, and I've mentioned this before, in sandstone. One says education is intellectual journey or travel, but the other one says, and it always really stop and think, it says knowledge comes but wisdom lingers. And you made an excellent point about King Solomon, and he didn't get the wisdom. He got the knowledge, but he didn't get the wisdom.
Yeah. So let's start going through the room. We got to clear the deck for Hillbilly going to take over foul territory. You got enough hens over there, Hillbilly? What you got coming up this week?
Yeah, coming up right after the show, we have I'm coming for Gizzard Gary tonight on foul territory, and I'm going to paste the link here in the side chat. So after the show, if anybody wants to jump over and join us, sure appreciate it. Man, great show tonight. Great discussion, guys, as always. I enjoy this Bible segment, a lot, and it really means a lot to me, guys. But anyway, that's pretty much what I got coming up this week. And then tomorrow night, we got Guns, Beer, and Therapy at 9 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock Eastern. So if you can make it there, we'd sure like seeing you there. Appreciate you all so much. And thank you for having me. I really, truly appreciate it.
Thanks for being here, Hillbilly. Go get ready, and we'll come over there and heckle you here in a few minutes.
All right. Well, good night, everybody. Love y'all. We'll see
Love you, brother. Thanks for being here.
Good night, brother.
Who wants to go first? Chris, what you got coming up this week?
More work around here. I don't know. I'm wanting to get out and make videos. I'm talking with a friend of mine. I guess we're going to try and do an open mic night. That's about it. All I can say is this is always good being here with my friends. some new friends, some old friends. A lot of these guys I've hung out with before, and it's always good conversation. It is. I mean, and the conversations that we have are heart. It's yeah, we talk reloading, but we also talk from our heart. And unfortunately, there's not a lot of that when it comes to a lot of things that we see on media. You know what I mean? And that's what I love about being here. Thank you for the invite, Jamie. I'm always available if I'm available and not working. Oh, by the way, I got to show this off because my sister gave me this as a Christmas present. Of course, I'm in the basement. I got to step back. You got to look at my shirt.
Hold on a second.
Can you see it? I might have to turn a light on. Oh, that makes it worse.
I'll be in the basement.
I'll
There
be
you
in
go.
the basement with a drum kit. Yeah,
There you are.
I'm a drummer, but I play whatever I can get my hands on. I got a violin I'm still trying to figure out, but give me a 6-string guitar, yeah. But yeah, I had to show that off. But yeah, such a good time. Thanks to everybody out there that's in the side chat watching. Thanks to the people on the panel. Always a good time. Next.
Thanks for being here, buddy.
Thank you for having me.
Hi, boy. You want to go next?
Yeah. So I would like to answer a question that Tommy Boy asked, and I don't want to get too much onto this. Come to my next Wednesday's Bible study, but I'm not at this point in time. I'm out of jail on YouTube, but I don't plan on sharing any more gun-related content because I don't know why they gave me a strike, and I don't want to get my channel closed. So for now, I'm going to do my Bible studies and my weightlifting. That's all I can do, right? So that's where it's at. So I will tell you guys that like when I'm out in my garage, I have a Bible study on. I always do. And I'm going to tell you guys a really good YouTube channel. If you want to be fed, it's like almost from the hand of God. It's called loveisrael.org. The guy is Barack Corman. Now, you want a good Bible study, you listen to him. But what I'm getting at is that is why I love this. I've always loved your show. But since you start doing the Bible stuff, you see, for my life, everything I do, I want God to be a part of. Or I don't want to be there. That's just how I am. And you guys are God is going to bless this and bless those who support it. And so you're doing what's right. And it's wholesome and healthy. Guns have always been represented by the best people in the world in this country. Gunmen have always been the best, and they've always been, to my knowledge, very good, morally respected people of the society. And so when we see all these viewers and we see this panel of good people, that's who I like to be around. And so just keep it rolling, man, because my prayers really are for you to keep rolling. This is a great thing.
Thank you, brother. We appreciate you being here, and we appreciate the encouragement. And you're welcome anytime. So, but you know that. I send you a link every week, whether you can come or not.
Absolutely.
So, and look, we also understand life gets in the way of our plans sometimes. So that's when God has something more important for you to do.
Yeah.
Anyway, Mr. Thomas, what you got coming up this week?
Oh, not too sure what I have coming up. Did get some new materials to do some loading with, and we'll see what I can come up with there. I don't know about getting to the range. The weather's not cooperating too much. But But just been a wonderful evening. Thanks for having me. Great to watch what's happening out there in the side chat. I did have to step away there for a couple of minutes there toward the end, but when we're talking about raising each other up, and I know we don't really make it a asking for prayers part of Georgia Shooting Connection. If I can ask for prayers for my brother Rob Hamilton, he's having a little bit of a rough time. I won't go into personal things for him, but please keep him in your thoughts and prayers. And also my friend Josie Wells, Wisconsin, he could use a little bit of positive his way. So that's all I've really got. Been a great evening. Love being here. Love being with my friends. Hope everybody has a great weekend and a great week ahead.
Thanks for being here, brother. If you'll send me an email with those prayer requests on there, we'll certainly. That's something we probably should do, is make it a point to pray for each other. And I think, I just feel like we need to have a prayer list. So anyway, Walter, what you got coming up, buddy?
Well, as always, Jamie, thanks again so much for the invitation to participate in the panel. And I always feel better at the end of this chat than I did coming into it. I always got something to complain about. It seems like I came back from physical therapy this afternoon. My knee was hurting and I was late for the chat, and nothing hurts now. I feel a lot better. And I think a lot of it is because I've got, I can focus and I can think about the guys in the side chat and everybody else here in the panel, and we can do our Bible study. It's all good. It's been a great thing. As far as what's coming up, we got a Free the Few video out on the Rumble channel today. That's my Rumble only series that I'm doing there with cast bullets and reloading and whatnot. We got a Moldy Monday coming up on Monday. We're getting close to the end of that series. I had committed to doing 52 different brand new molds, new to me, once a week for a year, and we're coming up on number 48. So I got to start thinking up something else to do on the YouTube channel. But so that'll be out Monday, and I got some range time coming up next week. And sisters are in the area. We're going to go have lunch with them tomorrow up in Cambria, California. Cool little coastal artsy fartsy town. They're going to shop. I'm going to come home. So that's what's up here in Viejo land. It's all good here, guys. 5x5 good news.
Walter, thanks for being here, brother. We appreciate you more than you know. And we'll go to Gene. What you got coming up, my brother?
Well, first, I want to thank you for having me on every week. This is an absolute pleasure. I look forward to Friday nights. Got a few videos coming up. Got a couple new pieces in I'm working with, and I'm going to be doing some upgrades too. So I got a little series going to go on. But I'm just so grateful for all of my brothers and my friends. I love you all. I love everyone in the side chat very much. But always, please remember to never judge a book by its cover, only its contents. And I want to wish everybody a blessed weekend.
Thank you for being here. To know what's on the inside, you gotta get a little closer, right, Gene?
Yes, you do, sir.
And we'll be getting to that in our verse of the week here before long. CW.
Well, you're all going to have to watch my channel to find out, because we're running too long for me to explain. But I got videos coming, so stay tuned. Thanks for everybody coming. Thanks to the panel. Great chat. Really good interactions. It was running really hot. We had some great numbers. Great to see all my friends on the panel and in the side channel. I look forward to it every week.
Yeah. I can't wait to see your videos about that one particular incident you involved. So, all right, guys. I'm hoping to make it to the range tomorrow to try out the Zulisi Owl and get some see how I do, get it sighted in, see how I can shoot with an optic. I got another one to take along that does not have an optic on it. We'll see how it does. Videos coming on that as well. We're way over time. Y'all go check out Hillbilly over at I guess it's on his channel, but he's taking over for Gizzard Gary because all the cool kids are at SHOT Show and we had to stay home. That's okay. And we hope the Lord blesses you all real well. And if he's willing, we'll see y'all next Friday night at 8 o'clock. Say good night, y'all.